Viper, Enchantress, TA, one more. Gentlemen?
AA,
one more, probably AA, maybe
10
Dragonite,
seconds
and then I
remaining.
expect as a Lion plus
5
Timber.
seconds.
Just in general, like, right. We love to play.
10 seconds
Tower and-
remaining.
The living armor.
5 seconds
Almost certainly a lion.
remaining.
Almost certainly a lion.
It's lion or AA. Earlier on in the tournament, during the group stage, I would say AA. But they've been lion, picking lion. They picked it 8 times in playoff run.
And that's scary, bro.
Out of how many games?
Out of 11
And that's
games.
scary, bro.
Goodness.
Considering that it, like pairings that I would maybe love if it.
Radiant team pick.
Lion.
Wow.
There we go. Lion. Burn lion.
So
lion.
you know, I haven't gotten to witness your puns. The Timber would almost certainly be coming from one, doesn't. So that has to be taken.
10 seconds remaining.
I hope to see it.
5 seconds
I could have told you
remaining.
in my sleep. Lion and
Radiant team
Yes.
pick.
okay. Have all the strength heroes. Doom is best at it. Most of the strength heroes that want to navigate fights, they can't because not only do they not deal with Timber Saw, but they guide it. But Timber Saw kill him with the worst case scenario. It's out of the fight for 50. But Timber Saw, I've
Timber's
used
like
pretty
it's
good
a
against
great
Wyvern.
timber. It's great
Yeah.
against. It's the best in my Wyvern. You
10 seconds remaining.
raise a ton of damage. Coming out the great laner.
5 seconds remaining.
Tri lane, leave Doom. Timber, which matchup Doom still gets the farm. Gold extra. I like Evoker. It's available. Like Wyvern in the back lines. Have
Dire team down.
had a bit of a surprise.
Oh, wow.
Go with the ancient apparition. No heat.
They think it's a good enough. Back we were talking about Wyvern, as you said. Not only is it one of the heroes that can hold Embrace, you also don't
10
do it
seconds
with
remaining.
Curse or his teammates when you're
5
everything
seconds
offensive about Wyvern is
remaining.
bad as well. So that says a lot.
Radiant
Willingly
team
passing up
down.
on the Timber. The thing about AA, so good. All these beat like the dude, and he's also good against Wyvern because you're basically alley-ooping his Ice Blast. Frozen. So I'm gonna be looking for
10
Wraith Team there.
seconds remaining.
So good against Duke lives and then
5 seconds. Dire team remaining.
it has to be. But really not good against what. So I have to imagine that was.
I want to see
10
something to get
seconds remaining.
split the fight once the
5 seconds
big cat will never
remaining.
take did a limited amount of block. They had a Dragonite, like maybe something like or Dark Shield type.
That option, or you can pick like a Death Prophet. Death Prophet Wraith. Don't mind getting a couple buttons. Siphon, and even if you get doomed, you're
10
thinking about
seconds
Death Prophet is
remaining.
lineup, but
5 seconds
they don't have that right now.
remaining.
I would be more. Tried Bat. It's out a lot against these well, but they've lost both games.
I just like Wyvern. Latrak, it get Doom. Against Wyvern, it's okay. You have a ton of hard to figure that spot. I think
Dire team ban.
Yeah,
They-
there
yeah.
it is. You guys are nailing it. And I'd like to remind you that Protector Band targeted.
something that second seed
10 seconds remaining.
for duos. Lion
5 seconds remaining.
might have been did at
Yeah, I agree. Up until that LGD.
got really
Radiant team ban.
Off that, I'm feeling fucked. Both lineups, both
Yeah.
teams like this hero. Counters. Right now, it enables T1's draft really well because their offlaner they offer one
10 seconds remaining.
great against that, but then also for you,
5
they
seconds
love puck.
remaining. Radiant team pick.
God, there's the DK band into the puck.
No, he just calls it without even seeing it. Brian, calm down.
There's no way they go.
Ancient Apparition was many games like
10
great
seconds remaining.
flexible pick setup.
5 seconds remaining.
Iron, your Apparition if you get Lion, he's dead. Damaged it. A lot of time, like they are really taking.
They clearly weren't. Really, it's the band fine teams thinking a lot on because they ban instant elected to like confident in the ban of Deke itself, but they must be considering if they don't pick puck now, will EG take it third? I'm pretty sure both teams. It's not commodity.
Dire team pick.
They go for clock.
It's a good clock. Defensive mechanism.
Radiant team pick. Puck.
It's just that good of a.
I didn't like it because EG.
They have no follow.
Dire team
Set up for
pick.
what?
Oh!
I'm trying to set up clock as I go. Okay, so it's the lane thing. I think PL is
Dire team ban.
Naga's the other option. Or
It's the same thing. Just,
RT's the option.
they don't have enough AoE damage. That was. That covered.
10 seconds remaining.
All four,
5 seconds
other than
remaining.
Blast and Rocket Flare.
And
That's it.
reflection.
The reflection
That's
hits
it.
one target. No, I'm saying it doesn't
They
hit.
each
It doesn't
have
hit
one spell, but
but they're like pretty minimal. Like when Naga
Yeah,
gets
it's
to
not- it's-
2,500 HP, how do you ever clear the illusion? Well, I'm heavily
Radiant
leaning.
team ban.
Naga is not exactly a broken hero. Sometimes that can just play Naga out of meta hero, counter it, pick Naga.
Dire team ban.
everybody's saying right now, the Aeon disc.
Yes.
Frog, there's like.
It's super. I would. something that Natsei has been. But
10 seconds remaining.
backpacking it, a lot of stuff like that.
5 seconds remaining.
Too good of an fight. You have it, right?
Having a sip.
I have
That'd be a good.
All right. Query. Nerf the puck. You can only choose one.
I would want you. Half the reason.
Radiant team
Right
back.
when it procs, strong dispel. Boom.
Hey.
See, you people don't think. You don't think. All you want to do is get rid of things.
I don't want to delete it. I wanted just like 1,000 extra.
Necro book in the last patch.
That was
That's it. Get rid of Necro book.
remaining.
Aeon Disc
That's
in
why
this
we
one.
see range.
5 seconds
They're not afraid. Like,
remaining.
Aeon Disc.
Why
We're back,
why are you
baby.
bringing this to people's attention?
I am bringing this to people's attention because I know that they're.
Oh, yes.
The Aeon Disc will be deleted, and our time will find. I cannot wait. At any rate, Centaur, as you guys said,
Dire team big.
Doom is out, and
Radiant team
a
hit.
sand.
I was thinking about
why?
like why is he like I was Spirit Vessel, Evoker, and down out of
10 seconds remaining.
Pick?
5
Yeah, there's been
seconds
sinking.
Oh,
remaining.
Earl even won against. Yeah, with mid. With
Oh, that's right.
it was super fun. Have a lot of win rate, but
No.
500. 500.
Dark. Choose your hero.
mid Doom. Offlane Dark. Now the Dark Wyvern keep. This Darkseer, their last pick had to. I'd say Darkseer is one of the best illusion. Not only are you illusion because the Ion Shell enables. Automatically. I don't. Oh, it is an option.
They
I agree.
Not a single thing. Except two. Ravage available. This free as fuck game.
Aggressive up, maybe a Dagon. I'm not gonna say who, but a little bit of burst on that Terror. There's not a lot of people that can help him. Ooh,
There's not been a more impressive team in regards to making. I doubted their Terrorblade and just had all the time in the world. I think they're capable of doing this. Wars that are hard to kill on a team that loves this map.
well, after that beautiful map, we are, ladies and gentlemen, game one of your semifinals. Pass it over.
I gambled, you lost.
Hello, Suns fan here with Cinder. How are you doing on this loveliest of days?
We had to walk to stage. He's really exhausted.
The lower bracket finals, best of three. EG, the Kings of NA, T1, the Beasts of SCA. This is going to be a really cool matchup to see who ends up facing the strongest team in the tournament so far, PSG, LGD. And we have some interesting picks, Cinderman.
Yep.
We got Cuckoo on the Darkseer.
Thanks,
We
guys.
have-
Thanks a lot.
Well, I guess that's the most interesting one on their team. But on the other side, Arteezy with the Naga, which we haven't seen a lot of.
Yep.
And from the games that I've seen in NA, it was not impressive. But this was, I guess, a few weeks ago at this point. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not the most sold on Naga as a pick right now in the meta, but I do think that EG have a lot of good reasons to pick it here. They have an expert on the hero. They have a really good cast around it. Lots of team fight, I think, is what Naga really thrives with. And the enemy team, one of their core, or two of their core heroes are not the best against Naga, mainly talking about Doom and Terrorblade here. So it's cool to see. It's the first game of the best of 3 that both teams are bringing something fresh. It's not just the exact same picks we've seen all the time, but obviously a lot of them are. I don't know how much T1 have been playing this Clockwork on Zephyr.
The battle begins.
We'll see how it works out in this game. I think the Naga matchup is pretty bad for Clockwork as well, but it can work with Darkseer because of the Ion Shell in lane. And kind of when you look at the macro plan for both teams, it's pretty similar. Both Naga and Terrorblade will be pushing side lanes with illusions. Both teams have the team fight and want to group up and make it happen. So I think this game a lot will be determined in the first couple of team fights and not as much in the lanes maybe as usual for EG, because this time around they haven't actually picked the strongest lanes. That's something EG have been doing a lot in this tournament, is have these incredible lanes, but Naga not really a very strong laner. EG even trying to, or choosing to start aggro tri-lane, which is pretty unusual as well. They have done that a little bit, but most of their games, it has been that crit plus ice, ice, ice off lane. And now they're aggro trialing and putting their Tide solo safe against Darkseer Clock.
I mean, this is a blast from the past. Naga Siren and aggro trialing.
Yeah.
Not something we get to see all too often. But yeah, I should be interested to see how both teams fare in the laning stage. I mean, I haven't gotten to see a ton of Darkseer. I feel like the hero is strong when we've seen it, sparingly, if you will. What do you think about Cuckoo's hero this game around? Do you think it's a good pick?
Yeah, so most of the time when Darkseer doesn't look good, it's because he gets shut down hard in lane, and that's just not going to happen this game. He's got a 1v1 against Tide, or well, 2v1 if you will, with the help of Zephyr here to start. It's just pulling the wave. Probably going to see Clockwork maybe take level 2 and then go bottom. As 23 Savage is really getting in there against Crit.
Yeah, Crit takes some heavy damage on Arteezy with the illusions. Trying to play a little bit more aggressively, and again, this is a 3v2 for now at least.
Yeah, and Terrorblade has he got the first full wave, and then since then he hasn't got a single CS. Obviously, EG putting a lot of emphasis on repositioning the lane as far back as possible so the two supports can act as zoning tools. As Whiteman is going to walk out here and block a camp that he has already blocked, but he's doing it for show. So that EG don't realize the sentry is placed here necessarily, and Fly will place a second one, which will be found later, I would imagine, from Whiteman.
Absolutely, some mind games being played, like you talked about.
I guess we have to mention Abed Puck as well, right? This has probably been the standout player-hero combination for the tournament, to be honest.
For the past two tournaments.
At least if you look beyond PSG LGD, right? But they've also had a very short path to that grand final. But of the teams that we've seen play a lot of extra games,
wait, what?
Abed's Puck has been...
You mean through the playoff?
In the playoffs, yeah.
Oh,
in the playoffs, they've been... I mean, they did get 2-2-1s, I think, right? And then 1-2-0, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, Abed has been just god tier. He's been on another level for... And it's funny because in the NADPC, he was really good, obviously, but you know, we're talking about a different skill level with a lot of the teams. But in both majors specifically, it feels like he's hitting like this peak of mechanical skill that we're been accustomed to seeing in these big tournaments. And I don't know if there's any, I don't know what the storyline is exactly, but obviously Abed is originally an SEA player. I think it's the SEA team now, as we see 23 Savage taking some damage, but it'll be more than fine, as these illusions are just going to be more of an annoyance than anything.
Pretty tanky against the Naga illusions in lane, obviously, with that armor. So the base damage of the illusions is not as significant as against other carries, but he's still getting shut down very nicely here by EG. And it seems like a very clear, targeted plan here from them. Remaining in that tri-lane for this long is something that they have not done very much. And even though they're finding kills, they should have a pretty good read that they're definitely slowing down Terrorblade's farm. However, when you're dual laning against tri-lane and neither team is pulling, Terrorblade should be out leveling them, and he can just choose to go jungle on level 4. And then it's a matter of, did you accomplish enough, Abed?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage to the illusory R. Rune And it will be the water rune taken by Abed again. And now
Carl, that is not what happened. You gambled and you lost.
Yes,
Not Abed.
that is true. First blood goes the way of
how?
Whitemon
Did they
in that bot lane.
They just first blooded in the 2v3 lane. Obviously, Crit wasn't there. He was securing the bottom water. And Fly must have just been caught out. That's a kill I would not have looked for.
Man, Ice dies in the top lane as
This
well.
one is more likely. That's a 2v1.
2v1, like, yeah.
And Darkseer Clock, definitely a lane that can pressure Tide. Just Tide usually very good against these heroes that are right-click based because of Kraken Shell. But the amount of damage over time, with Magic especially, it's very strong against
Nice
us.
blocks here. See if that actually connects. Yeah.
Oh.
Savage. 23 Savage. He's going to take a lot of right clicks. Fourth has tried to take out Crit in the meantime. Looks like they might trade. Will finally be the case. But of course, 23 Savage was the first to die. Now Arteezy surrounding Whitemon with those illusions.
He's going to be fine.
Looks like he should be good to go. Meanwhile, first coil of the game, and there we go. Abed just barely had the advantage in terms of XP, and as a result gets the solo kill on Carl, which is somebody we have yet to talk about. This bottle will be refilled now. But Doom mid, we're seeing some replays here. That was the first kill on to Fly, and then the kill onto Ice. So wow, that was actually a solo from Zephyr.
When you get isolated as Tide against a hero with Ion Shell, I think honestly Clockwork might be the single best support in the game at killing Tide in these situations. When you have Ion Shell, he can kill him 100 to 0 if he gets isolated out in the open with no creep wave. And there's the start of the first kill. So Fly going out to the side there, probably trying to get some information about the side camps.
Yeah, vacuum into the cogs. It's like Ice can take a lot of damage. But a beautiful impale from Crit onto 2. They're going to find 1 kill, possibly a second. Cuckoo gets that salve off in the trees, attempting to TP out. Abed will not find him.
Abed's been really good at finding people in the trees, but they didn't have the orb ready, of course, to use it already, so can't get that kill. T1 will force rotation, though. So Terrorblade should be relatively safe now to play as he wants bottom. It seems to be a jungle path coming up for 23 Savage.
Let's talk about Carl for a moment here. He's had a very good tournament, obviously, as have, I mean, pretty much every member of T1. Thoughts on Doom mid? Because a lot of these games we're seeing the off lane, they get really farmed, but it's kind of a different place. I mean, I guess you're kind of playing the same thing, but is it Doom mid where, do you like that this game? Does that give them more options, less options, a little bit more flexible?
I think it depends what item build he goes, how much I like it. Because I think his primary job in this game should be to counter Puck. And with a mid Doom, you get more levels and on average more gold than the offlane Doom. So maybe you could see him transition into some faster items that you wouldn't usually maybe consider, like Shadow Blade against the Puck so you can get the Doom out. Or, you know, you could just go for the standard Hood Dagger, BKB,
Right.
Refresher Shiva build or whatever. We're gonna see what he chooses to go for. He probably goes like just standard. Hood is amazing against the Dire, and he is working on that currently. Almost has it.
Yep, Siege kept alive here. Ice, trying to prevent Cuckoo from pulling this wave any further. A lot of damage being done to this tier 1 tower. Of course, Ice is level 6 with that Ravage available. They'll finally have to concede this Siege, but damage has been done for the most part.
Yeah, they got a lot done.
Fly getting some nice XP mid in the meantime. I mean, it's only 7.5 minutes, and I mean, level 4, not too shabby.
Yeah, Abed did give him that lane space and started rotating top, but it looked like EG just conceded the move. They maybe had bigger plans there to consider diving that tower. They managed to place some really good vision in that top area. EG definitely look like they have big plans to take over the enemy triangle against this Terrorblade, which makes a lot of sense. But that time around, it was not enough with the siege creep, so probably going to do it again, minute 10. All right, Arteezy getting 2 courier kills.
Yeah, 8-minute rune, coil on to 2, and it looks like, again, we're going to get the kill here. In all likelihood, it's Carl, okay? He gets off the hood, and meanwhile, the Doom goes off onto Abed and set into the stomp as well. Beautiful turnaround from T1.
That was such an outplay.
Very nicely played.
Very, very good. Awesome cogs coming out from Zephyr, and then Carl baiting with the hood and turning around, getting that Doom off on Abed. He was not expecting that.
I was not expecting that. He was super low on HP, but yeah, but blocking a lot of that magic damage, of course. All right, well, look, with that gives Carl the lead in the mid.
Yep, he is of course also playing with Devour level 4, so will be overtaking more than likely every hero in the game. Mid Doom with Max Devour will usually be top net worth, and then it's a matter of whether the items you buy with it can compensate for the hero's weaknesses. I want to point out we're seeing a double hood build on T1 on both the Darkseer and the Doom, getting it as their first primary item. might be a hint that T1 really want to play fast and look to fight. Obviously, Hood doesn't offer much in the way of split pushing and farming. It is predominantly a fighting kingdom. Maybe they're reading this whole versus Terrorblade match.
You can see the ensnare into a cold feet combo, but Whitemon does get off his Arctic Burn and able to get to the low ground, but getting chased now with that gush from Ice, the patented taunt coming through. Cold Embrace, but the Illusory Orb is coming, and they'll finally clean him up. Makes it a little bit longer for Whitemon, creating just a tad more space. Wait, are we going to see anything in terms of itemization from Arteezy that would be out of the ordinary? I mean, Yasha, I mean, is Diffusal even a thing on this hero anymore?
I think Manta Scotty looks pretty good in this game. You want to be able to run in and be sustainable enough that you can take these fights. Like, if you recognize what you're playing against here, right? It's double ion shells, it's the vacuum wall, you're playing into Scorched Earth. You probably need to be pretty tanky. Oh, this is a really bad matchup for Naga, by the way. Can't cast spells. Fly's gonna walk into try to allow for a mirror image.
Finally, the song comes out and Fly out of the range of Battery Assault, and Arteezy just TP's out. The tower was literally one hit away. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't go for that.
He could deny it, no.
It didn't have vision in the bottom area of the map, obviously, under that tower.
That might seem like it wasn't that good for Sephiroth because he didn't kill anyone, but he forced Song, TP out from Naga, and got AA low and forced him away too, right? So, like, considering you were one support accomplishing all of these things and then denying the tower, that was a really high impact play from him.
And Battery Assault good against both Naga and Tide, actually. Yeah. So. Pretty nice matchup overall. 23 Savage is going to get a blasted here with crit from the sideline. The Illusory Orb might come first, and that is enough to shatter him. Abed, very nice kill, and he didn't even take any of the Ancients, I don't believe. And now they know that there's a stack here.
Yeah. You have to protect this area with a lot of... you need to put focus here as T1. They're trying to find a ward that doesn't exist, by the way, just based on the way that they moved in.
Right.
He had a feeling that there is an Observer, but the Observer is in the lane. Nothing in the triangle here. And yeah, this is going to be the name of the game. EG will want to kill this Terrorblade as many times as they can while he's farming the triangle to try to make a sizable gap for the Naga Siren, which is already the case. Arteezy is 1,500 net worth ahead, as a matter of fact. The only reason this game looks even on gold is the Devour that is keeping Doom ahead of the puck. And Darkseer has a 500 lead on the Tide.
Yeah.
The supports are neck and neck. There's almost no difference.
Yeah, so Carl, obviously, we talked about the Hood. We'll be going for BKB next. I mean, right now they're
interesting build-up.
Were you expecting a Blink Dagger? Their initiation right now is obviously Hook Shot.
Yeah.
Darkseer doesn't have anything in terms of initiation quite yet.
I think Blink would be really good this game so that he can combine with Clock. Like, if Clockwork sees a really good Hook Shot on the puck, you have no guaranteed way of connecting the Doom unless you have Dagger. Clock himself, if there's no counterplay from a Ravage or a Hex from Lion, you can maybe get a Cog knockback as well for a little bit of extra stun. But for Doom to connect on that actually takes quite a while. And I would like to see a Dagger for that. But he is prioritizing flat out just BKB. They just want to run at them, I think. That's the mentality they're building their items for. Setting up for Terrorblade to have one item, and then maybe you just go with that.
After the initiation does connect onto Fly. Looks like that will be the sacrifice for EG, but the Finger of Death ends up getting the trade. Then we have a curse onto Fly himself, as Abed is beating the crap out of him right now, but looks like he's going to turn around before a kill can come out onto Crit. So two supports for T1 take a tumble here.
Crit had a lot of Magic Wand charges there, keeping him alive.
And he's already halfway to his Blink, so not too shabby of a start for him.
Arteezy is very rich, actually.
Well, he did win a lot of tournaments in his lifetime, so
yeah,
makes sense.
He is he's 2K ahead of the Terrorblade. All of that tournament experience.
I guess so. Whoa, look at this. 3 belts of... What is that called? The Elven Skin?
Band of Elven Skin.
Yeah.
Do
you ever build treads with that, by the way?
This is Yasha plus Dragonlance, right?
Yeah.
But he's not queuing up the Dragonlance currently.
It's the full S and Y, it looks like, as well. At least for now. We'll see what he ends up doing. But Carl still, well, he was top of the net worth with being eclipsed now, as we're going to see. He's actually going to pop that ult from Abed. It's actually enough to shatter him, absolutely, with the A ult coming out. But here's a counter initiation, but again, counter initiation from Ice with the Ravage. End up taking out the AA in turn, but this is a great trade for EG if they continue on. Crit. All right, we're going to get a song now from Arteezy, repositioning. looking to get this kill on the
Just gonna
clockwork.
die.
Yeah, nice anchor smash. I was right. First spike as well. Double kill for Arteezy. Now 23 Savage on the run. Cuckoo trying to mitigate a little bit of that damage for his friend, but he's going to drop as well. 4 for 1, the very least for T1. 23 Savage does survive.
And that was without having... Wait. No, EG did use absolutely everything, actually. I think maybe they didn't have Finger. That would be it. Yeah, they used every other ult. Nice blast again.
Yeah, Carl being spotted out. Waning Rift into the illusory orb. He might shatter here again.
Damage.
My goodness, EG off to a very good start, and this looks like a tier 1 tower now in their name.
If you roll back and think about the draft, I think it caught T1 off guard that EG were willing to open with AA Lion in that first phase. And really, that AA pick is paying massive dividends in killing off the Doom, in negating AA's Cold Embrace. We're seeing a replay of the fight here. So good counter initiation here from Zephyr, but it's just too much in the tank for EG. With Arteezy coming in with that song, that's what really sets up this fight. Because at this point, it looked like it was maybe going to be a 2 for 1.
Right.
But Song of the Siren very well placed. And T1, they make the call here to try to fight, which I think is just overall a bad decision.
You can see Fly very passionate there.
They could have got both Darkseer and Terrorblade out of there by running northwest, but Darkseer was thinking about fighting and ended up being collateral damage. So EG in a great spot here. 2k gold up against a mid-Doom. So under normal circumstances, this is probably a 3 to 4k.
And there's a hook shot from Zephyr. Looks like
Hey,
Fly
dying.
dead again. Gets off the Ice Blast, but not much else will occur here. There's a very low cooldown on that ult. Ice, Ice, Ice. It looks like we had the hood on Cuckoo. Can we click on Ice, Ice, Ice? I want to see what the counter... Yeah, so he has basically the same items, but we'll be going for the Blink Dagger.
Hood
So,
Dagger is great.
not too far. I mean, they're going to have double Blink not too far away from both him and Crit. And that's going to set up a lot for this potential team fight of EG.
It gives EG a lot of potential ways of executing fights, right? Like you look at the T1 lineup, and I think their initiation is a lot more dependent on one specific spell, and that
Right,
hook shot,
all right.
that's a lot of damage
Yeah.
from Arteezy.
Ice is the one taking the brunt of the damage right now. He gets off his Ravage, so Ice Blast again off cooldown. Not going to be enough to get a kill, at least not yet. With the coil coming out, that's a 1 for 1, but you lose Ice, Ice, Ice. And I think T1 definitely takes this trade any day of the week.
They do for sure. 1 for 1, Corpus support and Ravage used. It's not bad. And Coil, which is a little bit more of a, you know, it's a lower cooldown. It's not as important to force out as the Ravage, but it does mean they have a small moment of opportunity here, or at least that they have a breather for their Terrorblade to keep farming. Obviously still Arteezy with a big lead over him, but the top tier 1 tower under attack will be claimed by 23 Savage.
Yeah, now he's starting to get some of these items that make him a tanky boy. We saw Doom now has the BKB. So
I wonder if this Sanjin Yasha is
a
worth
double
it
blink.
here.
He's
know
just
if you're
emphasizing to his team that they need blinks badly right
Oh,
now.
good
But
hook
Zephyr
shot.
has been getting some good hooks, and we see this again. Looks like AA Blast will come in, but I don't think EG want to follow this up with anything. I mean, Zephyr is their only initiation right now, and he's been doing a good job. Can't really fault him at all. I don't think he's missed a hook shot yet.
And
But
they
we've
did-
only seen one Doom from Carl, I think, this entire game, right?
Yeah, it was a high impact one onto the puck, of course, but yeah. Largely has been on the receiving end of just being blown up by Ice Blast combos with Coil or with Lion. But definitely seeing from T1 here what the logic was behind the Clockwork pick, finding a lot of good openings on Lion and AA. And is this 3 hoods on the Radiant? It's 3 hoods, right? Doom, Darkseer,
Yeah.
and Clock all rocking the Hood of Defiance. The one on Cuckoo even upgraded into a pipe, so that means all 3 of them have like an extra one.
Yeah.
kind
it's
of.
Very
well,
tanky.
except Darkseer himself. There's a lot of magic block coming out, and I do think from T1, you're probably waiting on Terrorblade's next item, and then I think you want to try to find a fight where you just overpower. Like, see if you have enough blocking to fight them head on. It is a serious amount of mitigation coming out here. If you pipe both of your other hood carriers and they go in, the amount of damage block that they have against all of EG's lineup is pretty massive. Oh, White Monkey has found here.
There's the double blink being shown. Nice and tail onto 2. AA Blast to fall. The Wyvern's already dead to start things out, though. Again, though, it will be a trade as Crit is quite squishy indeed. Weren't expecting maybe that many members of T1 there, so it'll just be a trade of supports. But Wall was expended here. That's a relatively long cooldown.
Carl is going Kai and Song.
Really? Wow. Okay, that's a first. Huh.
Where the dagger at?
Oh,
There
he's
it
changed it.
is.
Thank you for listening, Carl. Yeah, very close to finishing that bad boy, and I mean, we'll see where the team fight comes from there.
Do you think we could get an anti-caster meta where all players just start putting items that they really don't want into quick buy?
I mean, that's what happens at the end of games when players destroy their items to screw over the statisticians, right?
That's true.
Or just
go
buy a bunch of
triple
Desos.
Yeah.
Exactly, and yeah, it looks like Abed will be going Lincolns into Deso, which pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, but yeah, and you're right. They have a ton of burst damage, but most of it is magical. So these two hoods and pipe. I mean, I guess in the next team fight we'll really see the power of it.
And the scary physical component of Naga is it still takes a while. Like Naga is a hero that needs a lot of items before it really starts kicking in, and that's why it's not a very popular hero at the moment, because the games on, like, usually the game progression is too fast for Naga to be able to farm up enough. But if you do get
the instant jump in with the Hex, a blast into the finger of death. He is the one hero that doesn't have a pipe or a hood, so
very visible.
That does make sense.
Take a bit of a blunder here from
Vacuum. Perhaps this will save Cuckoo as Carl can pop his BKB. The Doom finally comes out. Ice Ice Ice's Ravage as well. Doom was applied to Mr. Abed.
Oh, nice deny.
Yeah, you're right. Denied from Arteezy. Beautifully done. That was through a BKB. Carl beating onto him as well. As Arteezy getting a little bit low, but he has the snare. Diffusal Blade to fall, and this is actually doing so much damage, but the Cold Embrace is going to save him now. Nice hook shot from Zephyr, and they have netting that kill on Arteezy, so it's a 2-for-1. After an amazing start for EG, they've lost their position 1 and 2. Now Carl getting surged up, has the Iron Shell applied, very little mana to work with. Michael will fall as a result of this, and now Cuckoo and company able to clean up basically everybody for EG. Ice Ice Ice, the lone remaining member of EG. This is after losing there terribly at the beginning of the fight.
They did a really good job. The vacuum into Curse and then dooming the puck. I thought it was going to end up not being that good because of the deny from Arteezy, but the hookshot follow-up from Zephyr being able to isolate Naga after the fight just made it very, very clean for them. And now that 23 Savage is back, yeah, I mean, he died, but it also means he has all of his stuff right now. Abed will defend.
I don't know if they can get this. I mean, the death timers were pretty low. I mean, it's only 21 minutes in the game.
All right, let me give you a question.
So you're going to give me a question?
Yes, let me ask you a question, okay?
Okay. You can give it to me, too,
yeah,
if you want.
can have it as well.
So
this is a replay, Shannon. Don't cast it. So
thank you.
Imagine in real life that a hero from Dota runs at you with Surge.
Okay.
Which one is scariest? Doom has to be top 3.
Man, you're putting me really on the spot here. I mean, Pudge is disgusting in a different way.
It was actually a
Carl,
Doom
gonna get initiated on now. Again, the A blast. They have so much burst damage that even with this tanking, can't get this BKB at all.
Monster kill on Abed because he got denied.
That's true.
So his killing streak is still going.
That is true.
Which can be both a good and a bad thing, depending on who would have got the kill bounty.
I mean, Doom is literally Satan, right? So it does make sense that he was scary.
So he was a Satan fish.
That's true. Okay. Well, I'll have to think about. I'll have to ponder that for a little bit here.
You've got time. We're gonna kill Roach here. EG with that pick off on Doom. They'll be getting this ended.
The link into the Hex, and we've seen this combo before. You lose your orb back into the pit. Min-maxing for Abed. That is min-maxing at its best. He's actually going to TP out, so Arteezy will take this Aegis. No hookshot available, so won't be any, not even in the vicinity actually, just for vision there. But Arteezy for 5.
He should take this Aegis actually.
Because of the killing spree?
Not really so much that, but just like if you think about the way T1 takes fights and how anti-puck centric it is, maybe for EG you could take more map control by having the Aegis on the puck. Okay, they're just gonna flat out run in and Doom Ice Ice Ice, and he's dead.
Infernal Blade is there. He's just trying to run back into them so that, well, just for fun.
Carl gets that kill. All right, Cuckoo. Surprisingly on Darkseer, choosing to buy up the Mithril Hammer and not have buyback without having the BKB recipe. Pretty unlikely to be relevant that you have this hammer on Darkseer. Could become very relevant that you don't have buyback, depending on what EG have planned for the next few minutes. So I have to say, disagree with that choice. I don't know if there was any benefit in terms of unreliable gold there, like if he almost only had unreliable or whatever, but I think maybe holding on to gold there would
Remains
have
to be
been
seen.
better. Oh, the hook shot misses.
Oh boy, that's the first one missed for Zephyr here.
Zephyr's so tanky. Look at his items. Put Vanguard over.
Vanguard, wow. Yeah.
Very good item against Naga, of course. Buys him time in the fights when he keeps getting hit by the illusions. Cuckoo.
He's going to get instant X after blinking in aggressively. A blast to follow again. Finger of Death, not enough damage. He pops the BKB, and Carl will survive as a result, but they can't really do anything with that. And again, Ice Blast, I mean, Finger of Death is a decently long cooldown at this level, but they haven't really expended that much for EG, but still have 3 minutes left on this Aegis. And I think they actually just take that trade for the BKB charge, honestly.
Yeah, it's okay. As long as you don't use anything really crucial. They didn't Ravage, they didn't Song. Their spells will be up again pretty soon.
Zephyr is going to run right into Ice. Gets off the hook shot, wants to go back aggro. Gets Earth Spike now as EG. They're wondering if there's anybody else nearby, and not really. It's the rest of T1 are just leaving Zephyr to die, at least for now. But actually, they're going to catch out Cuckoo in the meantime with that Ravage in the wall. Whitemon gets Gush on the high ground, and Abed, they're just picking these guys off all over the place right now. I don't think T1 were on the same page there in that aggro play from the clock.
Oh, they might have been, but just been counterplayed, right? Like, I don't necessarily think conceptually that that's a bad hook shot, but they got cut off. They couldn't follow through because of the wall that EG basically placed down there with both Tide and Puck just zoning them off from connecting. A very heads-up play from them to very quickly prevent T1 from following through there. And this should, I mean, I feel like this game is in this interesting state right now where, you know, EG are sitting on a 1k gold lead. You could be like, that doesn't matter. One team has Doom, so obviously there's that Devour factor as always, but this feels like anyone's game all the time. Even with a 5 to 10k lead for either team, I really think just initiation matters so much. This Ice Blast is gonna clip.
Yep, it will. Abed with that Deso being shown. Now Carl pops the BKB and is fine as well. That's yet another BKB charge.
Yeah. Puck not sitting on the Axe coil yet. Doesn't even have, as a matter of fact, didn't have coil ready.
Do you think he's gonna be going for the Axe?
I mean, last time that's a good point.
Last time he didn't
get it.
Yeah, last time it was like, what, a 50-minute game? He ended up getting from Roche. He didn't even try buying it at any point.
I wonder if teams this late into the tournament are genuinely planning around third Roche as part of their itemization when they're 20 minutes in. They're like, our experience with the games and how they're going, and it's Naga versus Terrorblade, maybe you don't want to buy an Axe because you feel like you can get it for free later.
Yeah,
it is a big investment.
It is an old school matchup that we haven't really seen too much of, that's for sure. It's Butterfly now on RTZ.
I reckon he's going to go Scotty or Heart next. Heart being a very good item against Doom, but I do think the Scotty has a lot of value overall against multiple of T1's heroes. Just the ability to get that first swing off. You do have the Diffusal, of course, but BKBs are on the way. Oh, they're going to jump again.
EG are initiating so nicely. Always on the same page this game.
Their wards are super good so far.
Yeah, we saw Fly go in there not too long ago. It's a nice blink there. Be able to not get lashed to the ensnare, but yeah, we can see these aggro wards that are just giving so much vision for EG right now. But of course, going high ground is going to be really difficult. I mean, you have a Winter's Curse, and you talked about, I mean, even with the discrepancy in gold that we're talking about, like Doom is a little bit deceiving in terms of the gold lead, you can still delete a hero in the right situation with that ability. So T1 definitely not even remotely out of this right now.
And there's a lot of good stuff from T1 on defense with how their heroes work. You have Vacuum, Cox.
We're going to have a defense here, knowing that this Aegis is about to be expended.
Good orb. Oh, he
jumps in. He's not scared. All right, Carl showing off that BKB and Shiva's. There's the song. Question is, can they deny Abed again? That is a negatory. 9 kill streak given to Carl himself.
I can't believe he jaunted that. He saw that it was a Doom, jaunted in against the Doom with BKB Shiva, and he just pops his items and dooms him. It's like, yeah, you can Song of the Siren, but Doom has a 6-second BKB, which is going to remain that for the rest of the game. That's plenty of time to get Abed in kill range. And that's a huge kill. That was like a 1k gold bounty, I think he got out of that.
Yeah, that was quite large.
A really big kill.
I mean, you can see the net worth discrepancies now in terms of the heroes. We have 23 Savage getting back into second place now, which is kind of where he wants to be. I mean, would you expect, like in a regular game, like forget about Doom for a second, Naga, Terrorblade, farming Naga should be farming faster at this stage, right? Usually, just a little bit.
I don't know. I think it's
Like,
pretty
it's not
even.
crazy.
Like if you look at the big picture in this game, Arteezy was I think 2,500 gold ahead 10 minutes ago, and now he's only 1,500 ahead. So I don't know if that's a symptom of other heroes taking specific farm on the map, or if he has been just outplayed by 23 Savage in terms of overall efficiency. My gut says that Terrorblade does farm faster in general, actually, but I'm not much of an illusion hero player, so I feel like...
But look at it this way. At this stage of the game, who are you favoring right now? Because I've seen a lot of these games against, with EG playing the Naga, it doesn't really end well in a good portion of them. Like this hero, I'm not a big believer. I feel like T1, if I had to give the advantage right now, despite being down in buildings, I'd still give them a good shot.
All right,
Initiation, 88 blast to follow into the finger of death. Okay, caster curse is real. Carl drops dead next to his tier 3 towers, and now the song to try to save Ice Ice Ice. Looks like it'll be a successful one. And they're gonna get this tier 2 tower, and EG will get out just fine.
I do see where you're coming from. Like in general, it does feel like Terrorblade is a stronger hero than Naga for the most part. So if you keep in mind that most of the rest of the game is relatively even, I do see it. That's honestly the primary reason, though, that I would like the Radiant lineup more. It's just that I'm more biased towards Terrorblade than Naga as a game-winning hero.
Yeah.
Just based on experience and watching other games. But in the right hands and with the right coordination, Naga can win this game for sure. Always going to be that wild card of doom. That's the other thing. Like, let's say we go late game. So EG had some great solutions yesterday against the doom of Vici Gaming, where they went like triple Lincolns. But the difference in that game was that they were controlling the whole map for like 20 minutes. They just mega out-farmed. And it doesn't seem like they can get the same iron grip on the map in this game because you're playing against constant ion shells, constant split push from Terrorblade illusions, rocket, flare, Wyvern just going to a lane and dropping a splinter. There's plenty of ways for T1 to actually re-access the map. And man, I just gotta again highlight EG's warding. Look how beautiful vision they have in this top area of the map. Just some really, really good wards constantly placed out here, which has enabled them to find these like 10 Blink Hex pickoffs that have put them in the position that they're in.
And Roche is now up, so second Roche of the game. We did see a smoke from T1 in EG's jungle, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Shard now online for Fly, by the way. He was highlighting that for a good portion of the game. This gives the Ice Vortex some damage over time so that you can push waves.
Yep. Reduces attack speed by 20. Somewhat irrelevant, I would say. It's okay against the wall, I guess, primarily. Both the Doom and the Terrorblade will... I guess against Terrorblade illusions, everything matters, right? You should always be able to place them under the artillery in the back.
Okay,
all right, this is a key moment.
Yep. Carl with the Ion Shell applied right now.
A successful smoke here will give them Roshan. There's a positive scan from the Dire, which is now turned neutral.
Carl jumps in, but there's the song to counteract this immediately. Crit getting really low. Reflection, but there's no shot. Nicely done from Zephyr. Can he finish it off, though? The Hex into the A blast coming in just for the clockwork glow this time. They've expended quite a bit just to take out that support. And now the Doom applied to Ice Ice Ice. Was not ravaged yet. It's a 1-for-1 to start things out. Coil onto 3. Looks like EG wants to disengage completely. Buyback onto Fly from base. Arteezy getting pretty low, but there's all the damage with the Lion ult onto 23 Savage. Can he turn this around on Arteezy? He's trying to run away. Of course, Song is down, but the right click from Abed doing so much damage. Now, Sutter can't even use. Double kill for Abed. Arteezy will actually live, and they get 3 kills off the buyback of Fly somehow.
Imagine
another no position 1, 2, or 3 died from EG.
They got a Ravage off, but they still have Ravage. Lion hit an insane Earth Spike from the high ground. 3-man Earth Spike from Crit. He managed to escape.
Crit's really good at the game, some say.
He escaped with like 20% health and ends up playing Ice Ice Ice's hero while he's doomed. You're going to see it in a second here. So they kill Fly. Look below here. Crit lining up next to the Centaurs. Apparently the big Centaur got vacuumed into trouble. That's
always scary.
That stun. That is the fight-winning stun. Without this one, Arteezy dies here.
100%.
Beautifully done by Crit, finding that angle and having the patience too.
And the reflection with the Manta dispelling it. That's as close as it gets here.
It's kind of a game of chance whenever the butterfly illusions are there, right? Like, are you going to dodge your own attacks or not?
That's true. All right. EG find yet another kill on the backside here. T1 still don't have their Terrorblade, and yeah, Ice Blast is up again, so that's going to be an easy one. And like we said, Roche is up. I thought they were going for it, but they ended up looking for some kills here instead. Yeah, they've basically taken it down to half HP with the ward giving.
It's going to be very telling for T1's approach to the game now, whether they buy back or not for this Roche. Because they could buy back now and rush up there with smoke and get there in time. It's a very high commitment play. It looks like their judgment is Roche is not going to win EG the game straight up. We think we can defend against Aegis Cheese. And the Shard, which is going to Naga.
Siren. So 20% slow and increase the base armor reduction by 4 for Riptide. Okay.
How much minus armor?
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
That is.
And he has an Orb of Destruction.
Twice as much as 4.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd be learning math today from Professor Cinderman.
My goal is to teach you something every cast, and it's very easy. I just need to say something.
4 times 2 is you teaching me something. Okay, well that shows a lot what you think of my intelligence.
2 times 4, though. But
okay. It's very different indeed. A 6K net worth lead now for EG, and they're going to get this tier 2 for free. So that is all the outer towers now in their favor. Of course, I don't know. I'm not counting out T1 yet.
That was a really big moment, though.
It was. I mean, the game was even net worth-wise. Now it's obviously ballooned in EG's favor.
That talent, by the way, level 20 talent, Terrorblade, I didn't realize he has that. That's crazy good.
Which one?
8-second conjure image duration.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Not too bad, talent, actually, on that hero.
Yeah, Arteezy is doing a lot of damage. Of course, like I said, Orb of Destruction is there, so minus armor on the towers.
Oh, that nice split push.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. For a hash to hook shot. Oh, might get turned around now. Ice Blast is there. And they actually finish off Cuckoo. And they're going to use the Winter's Curse for now. The BKB's already popped. For the Doom, potentially. Remember, Aegis still on Arteezy. He pops the song now, but with the coil, maybe a little bit miscommunication here as EG looks to disengage.
Yeah. But getting out of there is fine. You forced Wall. You forced Sunder. Curse. A lot of things happening there. Wait, did it just say armor lowered by 12? So is it 12 or 8? So is the 8 the regular Riptide and
maybe
+4?
Maybe.
I would trust the tooltip if it wasn't for the reason that the tooltips are wrong 40% of the time.
40%.
So.
Oh, that's
very specific. I know.
It is very specific. Learning something again today. Thank you.
I actually don't know if it's -8 or -12. I don't play Naga, and I never play against.
Nobody plays Naga. That's the problem.
I do think the base Riptide.
Oh, they're gonna find Cuckoo. It looks like. Yep. So much squish here when the Ice Blast is applied. Does have buyback though.
Yeah, it's gonna
get the tier 4 though, or the tier 3. Now Arteezy focusing on the range creep.
Thistle Blade.
It looks like the range racks will fall.
Backpack Diffusal Blade.
I mean, you have stronger items, so he does have treads.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you backpack the treads, but he is valuing the move speed here. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And this should be at least one lane.
Are they? Okay, they're going to jump in with Carl. He gets that Doom off. Because again, Aegis is still on Arteezy, so I don't even know if he cares about dying right now. There's the big ultimate from Ice Blast to follow. He's only going to hit 1 here, it looks like, but there's the coil onto 3. Abed taking Wyvern out of the fight immediately. Still has his ult. Will buy back into the game, though. And now the Doom again applied to Arteezy. Looks like they'll finally take him out successfully without the Aegis this time. So it seems they can turn the things around. There's the beautiful ult from Crit, taking out Doom again. And with that, we'll see if Abed can clean anybody else up. Cuckoo, this would be a dieback if he continues to go in here. But there's the Winter's Curse finally. Cuckoo, Anchor Smash, and the right click from Ice is enough to take him out. And there, Ice with the refresher. Looks like they'll find Zephyr in all likelihood with the right clicks of Abed, definitely. And with this Deathlo, you can continue to take these racks. Absolutely no problem.
And that was a kind of a Hail Mary play from T1, to be honest. They used the refresher on their Doom to kill Naga twice.
Yeah, once with the Aegis, once without.
Yeah, both Dooms expended for that, and obviously that means the rest of EG's crew just get free fights. Puck using seemingly 100 spell volleys. They have their own refresher on Ice there, looking to be mega creeps. This doesn't necessarily end the game with the lineup that the Radiant has, but
it's close.
It's very close. And it is 100% going to be megas here. This is one of the beautiful things about Puck with this build is that you can actually take barracks when your carry is dead with this mid hero.
Backdoor. Crit needs to hit it. There you go.
Double hit from Puck with the phase shift
No,
attack.
it was crit. They needed Lion's auto attack. Okay. All right. Mega creeps are for EG. Of course, this is only game 1 of this best of 3. But EG are definitely primed to win
What
the
a
first
great
one.
fight from EG again.
Now, here we go. We can see, I believe the first Doom was already used here, right? This was the second one.
You see, you're going to see here 23 Savage pretty confidently going forward. He's just going to get blown up by Tide Puck and a little bit of a cold feet here. Just feeling confident with Naga taken out of the fight that he can still go in, but if you have any less than half health, the spells from EG are still very much potent enough to kill you off. You can see the longest mana drain I've seen in my entire life apparently did not get canceled there from crit.
Perfectly normal for Lion players.
Yep.
Of course, has that shard, so the match community comes through with it as well.
Insane shard against Clockwork. It means if you get hookshot jumped, you can just mana drain and stay alive.
That's true.
Arteezy looks very unhappy to trade his life for Mega Creeps. A true carry player.
Yeah.
It's not good enough if I die. Bad trade, guys. Keep me alive next time. I need 2 Aegis.
Honestly, I can relate with that. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, crit with only 3 finger kills here, or 3 finger charges specifically, but he still takes the 70 HP talent.
Yeah, he does.
I feel like that's been the standard so far, and he takes the finger death damage per kill, so it's a whopping 60 extra damage. Pretty good, huh?
That's not retroactive.
I would assume it is. I don't wouldn't make any sense. It's initiation. Arteezy get doomed again. His BKB was already applied.
He's fast. They're not getting
Yeah, we got Abed here now with his goal. Carl pops that refresher orb. This is going to be the last stand for T1, it looks like. Gets the Doom off to ice. But again, I don't think either of these guys are dying for EG. You can see 23 Savage going to work. The Doom is going to be the first one to die in this engagement. Song of the Siren. I mean, 23 Savage is the only member of T1 able to do anything, and for the time being, he's going to get ensnared now. They're just kiting him. The Hex from crit into the Gush. He's going to get Cold Embrace for now. Still pretty freaking healthy, but they're just kiting him. Double kill for Abed as he's just going to town on everybody in the backside here. There's the Ravage from Ice. On to 2. They're going to focus on 23 Savage. The double Ravage to follow. Or to use Sunder. Triple kill for Abed, and GG's are called EG. They win a Naga game. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting this. But it looked good. It looked real good.